Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the new M4J Network here on openttd. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Plenty more content like this coming up in the near future. And also, just a little side note, if you hear any screeching or anything outside, it is summer, it is hot, there are children outside. I need the window open because I need to be able to breathe, so occasionally little cheers and things might get picked up by the microphone, so apologies in advance, but hopefully the microphone is set up correctly, that it only really picks up my voice, unless you want to hear the screams, of course, in which case let me know in the comments below. But anyway, we're here on the Sandy Peninsula once again, but not for long, because I am going to hop in an imaginary vehicle that's going to take me along the south coast here. I need to find the right section, along, and then here. This is the one. So we rebuilt this station a few weeks ago now at Sonley Market Harbour. It all looks very nice, very lovely. It's got an interesting platform arrangement. We'll have to do some very careful and clever timetabling to make sure that this remains functional. We're going to take this inspiration and we're going to use it elsewhere on the network. We're actually going to follow the main line here up to the north. My mouse mat is going on a journey every time I move my mouse. Let's see if I can hold that steady as well whilst I'm moving. I wish there was a smoother way. I know you can use the arrow keys, but look how slow that is. Really slow. But yeah, we're going to keep following the line up here, and to here. This is Quincity Junction. It's quite a big station, as you can see. Some may argue it's too big. Those people will be right. We are going to minimize the station, as it were. And that's probably a good way of titling this video as well, actually, minimalizing Quincity. This is inspired by a Discord post on my Discord server by Mastertrams of a station design using the Japanese platform set. I'm probably going to try and copy some of it. I'm not going to rip it off entirely, by the way, just to let you know. I'm going to copy some of it though. The Japanese set is a really, really good platform set. I'm just trying to open. Why is that not working? Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing, that's why. Yeah, so I'm going to try and mimic this design without copying it entirely. I'm just going to shut my window, actually, because I can hear some people shouting, and I definitely don't want that getting picked up. There we go. Like I said, it's hot. Lots of people getting hot and bothered in the sun. And, yeah, things are happening. Right, where was I? Yes, I don't want to copy the design exactly, but I do want to use it as inspiration for making Quincity smaller. If I do remember, the design will be appearing at some point on the screen during this episode. I might try and download the image or see if I can get another copy of it sent across so that it will come up on the screen. It's a really, really cool looking station, actually, and if it does demonstrate what you can do with the Japanese station set, then maybe I need to start looking at that a little bit more. Right now, I'm a big fan of the Dutch set, which is what I've got here. I think this works perfectly well too, for what it's worth. But it would be cool to get some other alternatives in as well for different lines on the network, because then you can imagine different lines had different architects designing the stations. Right. So one of the things I want to do is reconfigure these tracks a little bit, reallocate platforms, and then, somehow start extending and expanding and things, whilst also trying to keep things small. Sounds pretty complicated. Hopefully it'll make more sense once I actually get started. I'm going to be using, obviously, third rail. Now, hopefully, he squeaked. I have got the latest version of the Japanese platforms. So I've got those, got those, and I've got these. Now, I think there are actually some more that I'm supposed to have. That's game scripts, Mark. That's completely the wrong thing. This is the one I wanted. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on game scripts as well, although there isn't a huge amount to say. Right. Japanese train set, Japanese set. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that I haven't got that I'm supposed to. If I somehow find... stations. There it is. It is in there. It is in there, and things are on. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have got everything I need. But yeah, I'm gonna start planning out the platform arrangement here, and then we'll come back and we'll start actually building the station itself. So let's get on with it, shall we? Now you'll notice here that the two main lines here, the two fast lines at least, from the Munfingford line down towards the Sanley line, they go straight through. They cut straight through this, which is actually, you know, pretty neat design for this station. The problem is the slow lines in this case are both on the west side, and if we have any other lines coming in, they'll be on the east side. Now we could fix this with flyovers, dive unders, things like that, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, but it's a case of where do you put those. I think, to be honest, to the north is probably going to be the best place for them. Right now there is only one line in and out of Quincity anyway, so it doesn't matter too much, but I know for a fact, and the reason I was coming down here just now, is we will have the other line further up, I believe. Oh, I've never actually reconnected those. That's interesting. Somewhere further up the line, this one here is meant to be going to Quincity as well. So that's one that may have to be considered as I'm doing this. I don't actually know why I never hooked those up. That will be on the to-do list at some point. You could imagine as well, this line here, it's kind of going to be a semi-fast system rather than an express necessarily, although the cross-country lines may still utilize this route. Haven't 100% decided on that one yet. And there was something else I was going to say and I can't remember what it was, so I guess it wasn't important. Let's go back to building station. So this is kind of the design that I was going to go for. Already, you know, again, I'm spotting mistakes and flaws and things like that, things I want to change. I still think it's way too big. There's also the fact that, you know, here we've only got room for 2 platform tiles between these. So I'm going to remove that, in fact, and maybe even cut this back and do a little bit of that and do a little bit of that. And then remove this one as well, and maybe integrate this into here, something like that maybe, I don't know. But you can kind of see the design, and again, if I do remember to put the inspiration up on the screen, you will see the kind of thing that I'm going for here. Ultimately, it's to do with the overall station design here. Having these platforms here be 7 tiles long seems like a good idea, but they could end up being a little too long. So maybe reducing them to 6 is probably a good idea. So let me just work on that for a second and we'll come back and evaluate. Okay, so this is much more in line with what I was thinking. Again, there are still some aspects of it that I'm not 100% happy with. For example, still think it's a little on the big side, actually. It's a case of how do you make it smaller? My problem is I build these things way too big, and I think my solution is right here could be the cutoff between fast platforms and slow platforms. And if you imagine you've got your 2 through lines here, there's a fast platform, there's a fast platform. This can then be a through line, And then if you double it up again, there's a fast, you've got 4. So I don't need more than 4 in each direction really for fast trains. And then I can have this be a slow platform, and hook that up like that, and hook that one up like that, and then, you know, continue to draw that across, and eventually it will go down to single platforms. That's probably a better way of doing it, actually. So again, bear with me. I'm going to go implement that design and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think this here already is a better design. We're going to go for a slightly asymmetric design as well, though, because we will have other lines coming in on the east side and even on the west side, to be fair. So yeah, I think having other platforms and things around is probably going to work best. You can also imagine if that's 5 there, then there's going to be a signal there, and then that's going to go that way. And then something similar over here as well, just to help get trains in and out a little bit quicker. Let's imagine it looks something a little bit like this. There we go. And then you can picture how we're going to get other like little crossovers and lines coming in. Just, you know, little things like that. We could do something like this. We could even do something like that. And then that reduces this to a 4 tile, which is a bit on the short side, to be honest, but you know, it could still work. We will see. Okay, I've got a better idea for how this is going to look now, so I can go in and start adding some more platforms to the west side now as well. Of course, another major aspect I've forgotten about this design is the fact that there's another pair of lines still to come in. So that's going to help with the other problem that I had, which was this station design was looking a little too asymmetric for my liking. You know me, I like to build my stations slightly on the asymmetric side. And already still I'm struggling in my head to come up with good ideas for how to make this functional and also, you know, look good. So I've got this space to work in, and I'm trying to make it smaller than the space that it originally was, which was this here, 23 tiles wide. You'd think it would be easy to make it less than 23 tiles wide, but it seems to actually be posing a bit of a challenge here, particularly with the other lines coming through. And yeah, I feel like overall this design is not quite going to be in line with what I had in mind, but we can still make it work. So I'm going to try and find a way to get the slow lines in here. We might have the other set of slow lines. Bear in mind, again, there's going to be a grade separated junction here. There's probably going to be some flyovers on this elevation here. And then there'll be another pair of lines that possibly go off in that direction, and maybe even another pair that come somehow here through Runingley, and then connect up some of these other communities off to the west down here as well. And maybe even, if I can work my way through these hills too, end up connecting up to the, I want to say this is, yeah, Charwood, the Charwood line, possibly even the west coast, who knows. But yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a real tricky one, and I know I keep saying that, and I know there's people probably banging their heads against the desks right now watching this thinking, how hard can it actually be? But ultimately this is quite a test, because you've got 2 pairs of lines here that we can 100% absolutely see. We've also got other pairs of lines that are yet to be built. We've got, you know, branch lines that haven't been constructed yet or even planned out. We've got so many other little connections and things like that that could well end up coming through here. But right now, I just don't know where they'll go. I don't know where they'll go. I don't know how they'll run. I just don't know. All I know is this is the main line from the north to the south, and we're going to have platforms either side of that. Now again, looking at my inspiration, there are actually no through lines from what I can see on the inspiration, and maybe that's the element that I need to take from this, is the fact that there will be no through lines. All trains coming through here will either stop or they'll run through a platform to get from the north to the south, and in doing so, that will dictate the number of platforms actually required. One thing I will do, because I can see that this is going to be necessary, is this. And I'm going to try and move the slow lines away from the fast lines by at least one tile. This will probably work out better. That way then I can have straddling platforms coming off this. Now I've still got the idea of having the longer platforms in the center and the smaller platforms out to the sides. That tends to be how it goes with these trains as well. And actually I think that does start to help the design a little bit, and I might just have an idea. Okay, this is definitely starting to be more in line with what I was thinking. I can see it already with the way the crossovers work here and all sorts. We've got a couple of faster platforms here that can be used. We might build the same again on this side down here, but ultimately for the through lines here, or the fast lines here, sorry, there'll be 4 main platforms. There will be other platforms that can be accessed, including this one here, because it's roughly the same length, it's just 1 tile shorter. If I do a couple of clever little crossovers like that, that opens up access. And again, if I was to do a couple of little clever crossovers like that, that also opens up access. And then even from here, we can start swinging open this way and preparing other lines for when the other pair of lines eventually come through. Let's keep going with this design here and see what else I can come up with. Okay, I think this is starting to look a lot more in line with the plan that I originally had. So to explain it a little bit, sort of making it up as I go alongy, these are the through lines, the fast lines. They run north to south. There will be platforms on these central roads. Either side of it is a pair of other fast platforms, which will also be used for north to south trains. If cross-country does come through here, which I believe it will, those platforms will see quite a lot of usage. To the west, over here, we've got the stopping platforms, or the slow lines here. They also incorporate the outer platform of the fast lines here. You can see the way that they cross over one to the other. I might even do that just as a quick connection there. But ultimately, we have... including this fast platform here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 platforms that can be accessed from the slow lines. We've also got this branch line here that runs straight through. This one is eventually going to pass underneath here, but it's also going to spur off into another line that will somehow cut through here or something. I don't know yet. We also have this line here. Now, technically, this line is slightly offset as it runs through, because again, trains will stop at the station. And already here, I'm tempted to actually add an extra platform, like so. Why not? Is the simple reason behind that one. Why not? And we'll do something a bit more like that. Again, slightly offset, works slightly differently. It's fine. We'll come up with a good solution to that. Now that we've come up with this design, then we need to get the road bridge across. So the first thing to do is work out where this road bridge is actually going to run. So I think this road here would have been perfect, but it needs to be the center of the station, which is there and which is there, I believe. And if I was to do this, perfect. Look at that. This is our divider then. The platforms will run underneath. The station will be straddled by this road bridge. Something else to bear in mind because of that is this bus station will be moving over. It'll be over here. We'll probably build a big car park in this space here to make up for the fact that I've just bulldozed the original one. And then there will be a footbridge that will run parallel to the road bridge here as well. Because we haven't got any crossovers in the middle of platforms, we can build these platforms relatively symmetrically, but also not entirely symmetrically. I'm trying to think of, apart from Edinburgh Waverley, I'm trying to think of another big railway station that has like a road bridge running across it. The difference is with Waverley is the bridge runs over it, not through it. So I'm trying to think of one that runs through it, and I'm struggling. The only thing I can think of is Centre MK, which is not a railway station, it's a shopping centre. In Milton Keynes has a road bridge that runs through the middle of it. But that's the only thing I can think of. Anyway, platform design. I'm going to get started on that, and we'll come back in a second, and we'll talk about how we're going to integrate car parks and things like that into this. Okay, so here's a problem I've got, one that I've just noticed. I have this overpass here, low overpass with slanted roof, which is great, except it seems to have platforms on either side. So if I built it there, you can see it has platforms on either side, which is not what I want. Now, I believe this one here only has a platform on the offside, and this one here has a platform on the... this has a platform on the far side. This one has a platform on the near side. Now, what would be cool is to have that design for this one too, and for some reason we don't, which is actually kind of annoying because that's how I would have liked to have done this. So I guess the solution is going to be to use this one here and then just build it along like so, which isn't entirely what I wanted to do, but it's also not entirely what I didn't want to do, because if you build it like this, it does create a full bridge. The other solution is to build this one and just ignore the limitations. This one actually does also have the same thing and is lower, so this could work maybe for the central span. I'm going to try and build this. Where's the other piece there? So if you build it more like this kind of works, and then maybe just put tall towers at either end. So this one, like that, and then for this one maybe we just make it the same height on both sides, like so. That also works. Again, it's not perfect, but it's also not terrible, and then you can just put a high building block there, and bam, you're done. There's your station. It works. It does kind of work. It looks all right. It manages. Then you can put a little station building there as well, just to tick that box. Again, what I'm seeing on the example image isn't entirely what I'm seeing here, but I'm wondering if there's some Japanese objects that I don't have that would add to this. Now, there are lots of other objects that I could potentially use, including Friedman's objects, and he's an absolute genius when it comes to these things. For example, this hotel. Look at that. Lovely stuff. There are other options, at least. That's the main thing. So you got airport terminals as well, town walls, even if that's the kind of thing we wanted. Spoiler alert, for this build it isn't. For the car parks and everything, that's also going to be really, really useful. And yeah, I'm a bit disappointed actually there's no Japanese sets. That's scripts again, Mark. New GRF settings. I might have to have a look at the game scripts thing. That actually does look new. Right, so Japan set, landscape. That one's also landscape. Does it actually tell you which? So that's from September 2011. That's from January 2016. So that could potentially be a better option. The Japanese trains, I'm not that interested, to be honest. Could be this one. But when it says landscape, I don't want it to be, you know, hills and rivers and things like that. I don't know. I'm just going to carry on building these platforms, and then we'll start doing the signaling. And if there is anything else I can add to this, then I guess we'll come back and add it in at a later date. But for now, let's just focus on this station build right here, right now. Okay, so I was about to complain and say that there was some assets missing here as well, but I think I've just discovered what the issue is. It's not clear on here, but yeah, they're reversible. So you can see here we've got the end on the top side, top corner, if you want to call it that, but over here it's on the other side, which makes a lot of sense. Way more sense than my little brain could handle, apparently, because I, for some reason, didn't work that out. But that does mean that now I can add in some of these crossovers over here as well. So we can do a couple of those like that, and that makes a lot more sense. So the station's starting to come together. There's still a lot of aspects that I would say were missing. Again, do I not... I do feel like, especially when I built GSJ, let me just close this for a second, and I want to pin you so we can get back here quickly. Oh, you're the wrong station. Oh, that's annoying. Yes, actually that's very annoying. We'll come and fix that in a second as well. But when I built GSJ, which is all the way over here, I thought I had more assets available, but actually looking at it now, first of all, wow, that's a lot of passengers. We have got the Transrapid operating here still, and also we've got boats coming out of here, and we've got trams, and I think buses as well, possibly. I don't actually know, but that would explain that. But yeah, maybe there are just these ones. Maybe I am just being a bit stupid. As annoying as it is, I am actually going to have to undo all of this and hook it back up to the bus station again. So, sorry about that, everyone. I will be back in just a second. Okay, this is looking better. Still not perfect, but it's looking better. I can now safely look at this and not feel sick inside, or dead inside for that matter. We're going to put a tower entrance there just to really cap that bit off. I would love to put the mall building next to it, which I guess works, because you can imagine it takes it up to a floor above the station here. And in fact, if I was to put another tower, is there a version of that that doesn't have the... I don't think there is. I could do this and then do this, and yeah, that's all one building now, which, you know, that works. That works pretty well. We could even, if we wanted to, do something over this side, but I don't think I will. So I'm going to imagine now that the bus station is going to move to this side of the bridge, and then the car park is going to move to the other side. Or I could actually do it the other way around. Put the bus stop right outside the station, and then the other side of the bridge here could be car park. That would make sense, and maybe even have more car park on the other side of the bridge as well. Right, I think then it's time to start looking at signaling. Now, signaling here is going to be relatively simple. It's just going to be pop down some path-based signals here, the two-way version, and then same thing on this side. Signal programming is probably going to be something I won't worry about until we've actually got trains about to run through here, because otherwise it's going to become a bit of a faff. I do need to open up some space. Where's the tile gone? Why can't I see it? There. It's not even that one. It's this one. So you're going to go there now, and then you, I guess, are going to go there. I mean, actually, that works without. Just that. Yeah. All right, we'll do that then. And that's going to be Quincity Junction. It's looking better. It's looking better. It's still not perfect. Still not 100% how I want it, but it is definitely getting better. So now we've got the signaling in place. We've got the platforms in place. Should we start decorating it? I think we should. First of all then, let's move the bus station over to this side here, and then we'll start building our car park. So here's another frustration, and it kind of leads into city skylines a little bit. Wouldn't it be cool if you could put objects over roads? So this, for example, you could put little bus stops and things like that. Because I want this to be functional, but I also want it to look nice. And right now, you can't do both, which is a little bit on the frustrating side. But I think still, this is a pretty decent car park. In case you're wondering about like the trolley returns and things like that, this is a shopping mall as well. There will be a shopping mall inside the station, which may even require a second set of bridges here. I don't know. But yeah, there will be a shopping mall, and I may even build a shopping mall on this side too and have it all link across the station. And the new Quincity Junction will have a shopping mall built inside it. If I close the objects here for just 1 second then, so I can kind of take stock as to what I've done so far. We've got these new platforms in. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 platforms. I think previously there was something like 30 odd, so that's definitely downsized. And you can already see how much space we've saved here, considering that the bus stop used to be down here and is now over here. And yeah, it's cool. This here I may extend out by another one and then build another line here. I don't know yet. I kind of like it being this slightly smaller scale as well. A lot of the network right now is going to be downsized to kind of make it fit in a bit more with everything else here that's going on. Try and make it look a little bit more realistic. And already I am seeing something else that I should have done. This one? Possibly that one. Yeah, that looks better. which means this one here probably doesn't actually have to be a crossing, but I've put one in anyway because why not? In fact, is there one? I want this one, but with the crossing going up to down rather than right to left. I don't think there is one, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, there's also no corner pieces, which I'm really frustrated about. Unless I'm just missing them. There's none here that look like just corner pieces. I suppose it comes under roadways, I would say, which means, yeah, I could probably actually just do that and then remove this road, which I'm actually going to do because that seems really obvious and I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Likewise with the disabled parking that goes under the bridge over here, it would actually be easier if I just did that, and then we can remove both of those, to be honest. This one here, if I could do a pedestrian walkway with no car parking spaces, that would be useful. I guess you could do that like this and have it without the bus and have it look like a drop-off. There you go. And then it would be really cool if there was one of these where it just looked like a plaza. So what would that come under? Join, but no. Distribution, definitely not. It's not going to be transmission lines or anything like that. That would be cool to add at some point though, but I can imagine it's going to be an absolute faff to make actually work properly. Yeah, it's just, there's no dead-end disabled spaces. You could just put one of these in, but then it kind of just looks a bit too strange to have that there. I can't for the life of me think what would work here, which is really annoying, because I imagine there'd be a few things that would work here quite well, were it not for the fact that I can't find them. They don't seem to exist. But yeah, bus zone there definitely would look cool. And I think overhead car parks on the other side would be cool as well. Let's just... It's not going to be here, is it? I'm just looking for a plaza piece to go under there. Roads and fence? No. 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 Weird. Okay, overhead car parks. Let's finish on a high, shall we? Okay, sorry everyone, I've been getting very distracted building up my little shopping area around here. I'm kind of liking this. I think it's coming together quite nicely. There is one big part of it that is missing though, which is our overhead car park, or our massive car park that's going to go here and connect everything up. Now I'm trying to work out exactly how this is going to look. I think it's going to be something along these lines. If I have the entry one there, which I do, excellent. And I think the ramp is going to be there. Yep. But then where's the down ramp going to go? That's a good question, because this is a one-way system. It's actually a good question indeed. Let me see if I can figure this out. Bear with me. I'm going to see if I can get this car park built. Okay, I think this is a good place to wrap things up. I don't know what's going on with the graphics here. It's getting a bit glitchy. Not a huge fan of that. Something else I've just noticed is there's actually no way in or out of... how the heck are cars supposed to get in and out of this? I suppose you're supposed to build it one tile further out, which I could potentially do. And then if I find the right bit, which I will probably not be able to. Where is it? Overhead car parks. There it is. One of these, it's probably that one. Yeah, it is that one. Oh, damn it. I knew I'd messed up somewhere still. Hang on, I can fix this. Not only can I fix this, it will look glorious. Right, so let's remove these. And before I remove the old ones, I'm going to place the new ones. So it's that one. Yep. I think that's right. And then it's this one. Yes. Cool. And then I can remove that one. And that one. Obviously, the entrance now is going to be this one. Yep. We'll remove that one as well. I believe actually as well I've read that the latest version of JGR, which I still need to go and download again, does in fact have an item picker, which if that is the case is a fantastic addition to what is still an awesome game. There we go. Now cars can get in and out of that bit there. Fantastic. Alright, replace that, and then if I go back here to car parking zones, we should be able to add... I feel like I've done these wrong. It should be like this. There we are. So we've got the car parking down below, and we've got the car parking up above. Fantastic. And like I said, I think that is a good place to end. Oh, zooming out and in again does in fact fix some, not all, some of the glitchiness. Yeah, Let's close that and then zoom out and in. That bit's a bit weird still, but the rest of it I think is actually okay. I think the problem I have here is it's not actually the right size. That seems to be the big issue. It was that one and then that one. And I'm hoping... I think it is actually correct. Oh no, it's not. I can see the fence there. Ah, that's bad. One of these then must have the one I'm looking for. I mean, that is the full width, but again we have the problem of cars can't actually get in here. Also, there seems to be a car parked across the stairs there, which is a bit strange. Is it this one then? It's that length, but there's a... Again, it's like there's a piece missing in all of these sets. Ah, there you go. I found it. So now cars can get into that bit. Excellent. Okay. So yeah, I think this is a good place to end. We've got a new Quincity station, Quincity Junction station, I should say. And again, it's Quincity because it serves, well, there's more than 5 of them now, but the actual cities are, I believe they were Frondborough Bay, Rinningbury, Slinhill City, Ladworth, and Caningbury, I think were the original 5, or it might be Drudingworth. Again, I still need to go through and trim some of these towns down to make them a bit more realistic. Didn't actually get around to doing the flyovers and dive unders and stuff. That will have to come at a separate time as well. Not done any signal programming or anything like that. Literally just rebuilt the station. Spent a colossal amount of time doing that. So apologies for wasting everyone's time with that. We built a car park to the west side. We built a car park to the east side, which does look somewhat okay, so long as you don't zoom in or out. Or as long as you keep zooming in or out to reset it at any point. We've got the new bus stop down here with the bus station shelter built over the top of it. Might be able to build one that comes down this way maybe. Again, it would be nice if there was a full 360-degree option for all of these, but what can you do? And we got the shopping mall with, you know, to name but a few brands. We've got Tesco there. I think that's a Lidl. No idea what brand those are. Can't actually see what brand that is either, but I'm going to say that's a Sainsbury's. And then we got a McDonald's, a KFC, and then just a random seating area in the background there as well. Right, that'll do it for this episode then. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Off camera now, I'm going to go and create a schedule list of stopping service schedule. What's what I'm looking for? I can't actually think. But it's going to be for the Rapid system, and it's going to be for Master Trans, so that he can get on with doing the SRTs and things like that for that. SRTs and TPRs, if I remember correctly. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out. And of course, if you're enjoying the series as well, do feel free to hit that like button. Otherwise, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of the new Quincity Junction. And if you've got any ideas for future episodes, feel free to drop those down below as well. It's always appreciated. Otherwise, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And until next time, I will see you soon.